We're back once again in John DiLeo's basement for him to tell us about someone who wasn't even nominated.
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, we're still talking about my book, Not Even Nominated, 40 Overlooked Co-Stars of Oscar-Winning Performances. Somebody in the movie won an Oscar, somebody else just as good, maybe even better, wasn't even nominated. This is an interesting one, Ben Hur, 1959, and we're going to talk about Stephen Boyd. The winner that year for Best Actor was Charlton Heston as Ben Hur, and the winner as Best Supporting Actor was Hugh Griffith in Ben Hur. So it won both male acting categories, and yet, in my estimation, the best performance in the movie is from Stephen Boyd, who should have been nominated as Best Supporting Actor and would have been a great choice as the winner. It's interesting because he's playing Messala, the villain. He has the most interesting arc to play in the movie. You know, Ben Hur is kind of the same guy all the way through. He goes through a lot, but he's his stoic, stalwart self. Messala, is an interesting guy turning from friend to foe and turning into a really vengeance-ridden foe. I mean, he is so vindictive and hateful, but it all comes out of his initial love and friendship with Ben Hur, going back to their youth. Now, what has been fascinating about Stephen Boyd's performance all these years is that writer Gore Vidal, who worked on the screenplay, uncredited, added a gay subtext to this movie, that there was something between Messala and Ben Hur, maybe just some experimentation or maybe one-sided on the part of Messala. But he talked to Stephen Boyd about it and the director, but they never talked to Charlton Heston about it. So it was kind of a secret. But if you're watching the movie, it seems pretty clear, even more so today, where we're a little more open to those kinds of things, even in old movies. So in the early scenes, I think Stephen Boyd beautifully plays this subtext of being reunited with this man that he's either always been in love with, or he's going to reignite this infatuation, and due mostly to politics, a Roman and a Jew, and it's never going to work out that they're going to be on the same side.
Was that subtext in Spartacus also?
Well, in Spartacus, yes, with Laurence Olivier, yeah. But then it has very much of the hell hath no fury kind of element once it's clear that not only are the two characters not going to be lovers, they're not even going to be friends. And then it becomes, like I said, a tale of vengeance on the part of Messala. But of course, it leads to the great chariot race where I don't think I'm giving too much away to say that Ben Hur is the winner. And Boyd has one of the greatest death scenes in any movie, because you actually feel like you're watching someone die. It's not movie-ish, it's agony. And
It's not like You Can't Kill an Actor, kind of.
No, it's true suffering, and quite hard to watch, but kind of brilliant. And like I said, throughout this whole Bible epic, there's a complexity in Boyd's performance that I don't really see anywhere else in the characters and the performances. It's more broad-stroked Hollywood epic, but he brings so much to it, and I don't think he got the credit he deserved for it.
And like compared to Brokeback Mountain,
Right.
and things like that,
Yeah.
would you see that like kind of a linear awakening?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the age of, by 1959, we've already been exposed to the plays of Tennessee Williams and some of the movies. And so things are starting to change. I don't think the mass audience would have tapped into that necessarily, but then there are all kinds of characters through the golden age of Hollywood,
Right.
that now you go, oh, wait, this makes more sense if that's also part of this. And but the mass audience wouldn't have tapped into that. Maybe the gay audience tapped into it and thought, I think I know what's going on here. This one's more explicit than some of those examples from the 30s and 40s, because gay characters would soon be showing up. But this one seems fairly fairly gay, I would say.
I never knew that they talked about it openly like some people knew that that was a subtext, because in Spartacus, like I saw that. So am I imagining this, or is this
No.
really something in there? And so that was there intentionally, not by
That's more
accident.
obvious because it's a flirtation about Olivier kind of seeing where Tony Curtis stands. It's like trying to kind of feel him out, so to speak. In this one, there isn't a scene quite like that one in Spartacus, but I think if you keep your eyes on Stephen Boyd and just the way in those early scenes with Heston, he lights up in a way that he never does again once that's over and impossible. And so it really fuels what he's doing, privately as an actor, but it reads.
Thanks again, John. I think sometimes we can understand ourselves better through movies. Thanks very much.
Thank you.